GCSC technology integration YouTubers. This video is the first in a sequence that covers Shotcut. Shotcut is an open source video editing platform. An open source program is one that can be downloaded and run on almost any computer anywhere in the world. Many of you have used iMovie before, and iMovie is a great video editing program. Shotcut is free and does many of the same things that iMovie does. At first, Shotcut can be kind of overwhelming, but once we break it down into a small series of steps, hopefully you will find Shotcut much easier to use. Good luck, and hopefully you have fun using Shotcut. Now that we know a little bit about Shotcut, let's learn some of the essential procedures for creating a video. Before we can start actually creating and editing our video, we need to gather all of our resources into one location. These are things that you want to place in your movie, such as pictures, videos, sound, or sound effects. It is important to remember that once these items are located and gathered into one location, you should not delete anything from that location until your video is 100% complete. Doing so will cause major problems with Shotcut and will alter your video greatly. Please keep in mind this is also true for most other video editing software as well. In order to gather all of our resources into one place, the easiest way is to create a folder on the desktop. I'm going to right-click anywhere on my open desktop, and I'm going to select New and then Folder. Please be aware that I'm using Windows 7. If you are using Windows 10, the interface looks a little bit different, but the process is exactly the same. I'm going to click Folder. I'm going to rename the folder to the name of the video that I'm going to be creating. So in this case, I'm just going to call it Example Shotcut Video. You can see that I've created my Example Shotcut Video folder. Now I need to open that folder so I can begin placing resources in that. I'm going to double left click to open that folder. At this point, I think the easiest process is to dock this window on either the left or right side of the screen so that you can easily move material into this folder. To do so, you're just going to grab the window in the upper portion and you're going to left click on your mouse or your touchpad and hold down and drag like you're dragging off of the screen. When you see this preview appear that shows that the window is taking up half the screen, you can let go and you know that that window is now taking up half the screen. We need to move files from other locations on the computer, so we have to create another File Explorer window. Or if you're using Windows 7, it is the Windows Explorer. But it should be on your taskbar right here, and if you right-click and then select Windows Explorer or File Explorer, or you can also use the Windows button and E as in Edgar on your keyboard, pressing those two at the same time. Either way will launch a duplicate copy of the File Explorer or the Windows Explorer, and I'm going to dock this on the left side of the screen. Now that I have two copies of the File Explorer or the Windows Explorer open side by side, I can easily copy files from the location on the left to my example folder that I created on the right. These files may come from locations such as your OneDrive, your Google Drive, music, pictures, or video. It just depends on how and where you created the resources you want to use. I'm going to use examples from music, pictures, and video. First, I want to move the song into the folder that I plan to use on my Shotcut video. Notice that I don't have a lot of music here, but I do have the song that I want to use. If I hold down the control button, CTRL, on my keyboard, and I left click and drag, it will create a copy and move it over to my example Shotcut folder. If I just left click, hold down and drag, it will move the file from one location to the other, which means it will no longer be in my music. That is an option if you plan on using this resource only for the video you are creating. If I click on pictures, I see there are a number of pictures. I'm just going to click on the sample pictures here and copy a couple of these. And again, I can hold down the CTRL button to select more than one option. And then I can continue to hold down the CTRL button, left click, drag, and it will place the pictures into my example folder. Last but not least, if there are any videos that I want to move, I can do that as well. I'm going to select from the sample videos. There's only one. I'm going to hold down the control button again, left click, and drag over. At this point, I'm going to close out just for demonstration purposes, and you can see that I have an example Shotcut folder. If I open that, I have examples of music, picture, and video that I would like to place into a Shotcut movie. This is what you need to do before you do any video editing. You need to create a folder, you need to move resources into that folder, and most importantly, do not delete this folder or anything from the folder until your video is 100% complete.